Hey, Warrior Saints! Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional Life. I'm glad to have you beautiful people with us on this week where I am bashing myself. I'm not bashing myself, but I'm sharing with you a lot of the dark, stories of my own life. And I'm doing so not for attention. I don't care about that, nor have time for it, but because I think it can be something that it helps me because it reminds me of what I've been through and the mess I've made in my own life. And hopefully I offer it to the world in the sense that maybe some of our warrior saints can benefit from it. And so on Monday, I told you all the dirty, deep, dark secrets of especially my college years and post-college, drugs and women and all the alcohol, that kind of stuff. Yesterday I talked about, relationships and, the girls I've dated until I got smart, and figured out how to be with my wife and so on. Today, that we transition into, an outcome, a byproduct of that story on Monday is physical health, right? So I'm a relatively thin dude. I'm not the tallest guy. I'm not the shortest guy. I don't have the biggest muscles, but I, grew up lean and all that kind of stuff. And then, I got into seminary and we were sedentary and I started to eat, right? And like we were drinking beers all the time and, smoking cigarettes all the time and, the stuff you had to do to get through those times. Then all of a sudden I graduate seminary, I go to my first parish and they were great. They fed me. I came to this parish, they were even greater and they fed me and fed me and fed me. There was a time where I weighed 209 pounds, and I'm not making that up. I don't have a picture, nor would I want to show it to you, but let's just put it this way. My face isn't chiseled now, but it was plain old round. 209, dude. I'm 5'9". That's way too big, a number for a dude like of my stature. So all of that being said, it just led to a plethora of health issues. So I've shared it with you before. Again, just you can see where it led me. I had a TIA, for God's sakes. I was like 42 years old. 42-year-old men in relatively good health don't have TIAs, and yet I had one. Right? I've had heart issues. I have what's called a left bundle branch block, which means the electrical currents in my heart weren't hitting at the same time. So I had to get a pacemaker put in or I was going to drop dead, says the doctor, right? There are a million other things that I won't bore you with, but I've had some real health issues. And most of it is probably self-inflicted because like earlier in life, I was drinking and smoking and partying and I wasn't exercising and I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do. I was just doing what I wanted to do. I ate Doritos all the time and ice cream all the time. And that's why for my warrior saints who are with us often, now why I use those always as metaphor. It ain't metaphor, baby. It was real in my life. It was just what I did. And I weighed 209 pounds. My cholesterol was ridiculous, 300, right? That's just stupid where I'd let myself get. And so finally I decided, I was on this track of being crucifixional in all aspects of my relationships, like with my wife, with my parish, my family, all that kind of stuff. And someday later with my kids. I was being crucifixional in that I was trying to sacrifice my will so I didn't end up like Adam in the garden, but like Jesus in the garden and all this. I said, boy, son, you better put that into action in your health or you're going to die. You're, 20s and 30s and 40-year-old, you're going to drop dead. There's no excuse for that. And so I made some profound changes in my life, dietary, exercise, and a third one that we often overlook, proper rest. Now I still fight with it because I don't sleep well, but I'm fighting with it. I'm trying to be sacrificial. And you know what? I cut my alcohol use out. Not out, less. Still drink, but less. I cut my smoking cigarettes, gone. I now smoke cigars and not as often as I used to. I'm trying to be exercise every day. And by that, I mean every single day. Whether I do my stretching yoga, whether I do cardio on the treadmill or running out on the streets or lifting weights, I like to do at least one, if not two of them a day. I'm ferocious now with my diet. Carbs are out of my life. I eat vegetables to help the body process, but I'm just heavy protein. That's what works for me. I'm not suggesting you do that, but it works for me. And so no Doritos and no ice cream and no bread and no rice and no pasta and all the things I love. I've had to learn to sacrifice it. But listen, because of that, my heart, great place. TAA, haven't had another one since, nor a stroke. Thanks be to God. My cholesterol, 180 something. My weight, this morning, I weighed in at 165. Now, I don't say that to brag, but that's, you can tell, a drop. Now, I didn't drop those 40 some odd pounds in 2 weeks. It's been over the span of a few years. But because I keep grinding and keep moving, it's working, right? And I know that I'm not alone with that stuff. I don't say it to brag. I say it because living life the way we want to live the life led to 209 and sickness. Living life crucifixionally, particularly in relationship to our health, can lead to a longer life. We're all going to die, but you don't want to die because of the abuses that you put in your own life. You don't want to die in a hospital. Trust me, I spend more time in hospitals than anyone should, more than anyone definitely wants to. It's the last place other than prison that you want to end up. The hospital is no fun. So if we can have some say in our long-term health, isn't it our responsibility, our duty to make sure we do that? Absolutely it is. But to do that, you got to sacrifice, because there's all the stuff out there that's tempting and taunting you to eat it, i.e. Doritos, ice cream, McDonald's, drive-through, Burger King, all the rest of the crap that's out there, right? Like, I mean, Reese's peanut butter cups. Come on, man. So heavenly, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all out there. And look, that stuff with the high fructose corn syrup and all the rest, it's designed to trigger your brain that if you eat one bite, you got to have one more. No one can eat just one Lay's, right? Why? Because they've got stuff in there that triggers your brain more. It's hard. But if you want to affect positively the outcome of your life, you've got to be crucifixional, right? That's it. So in our 6-part battle plan that we keep talking about, we took all of our effort, all of the research that we came up with, all the hard work that we did in our own lives, and we put it into one of the modules, which we call the torso or the body, which is about our physical health. And in this, we learn how we can, through living crucifixionally with diet, exercise, and rest, actually have a positive effect, a positive outcome on our health and our lives. It's really very simple. I mean, the steps are simple. You go to our website and you subscribe for, I prefer the bundle because you get all of it. If not, at least consider the battle plan, the 6-part battle plan. It's a plan for life. And then you start watching these videos. And as you watch them through God's grace, not by my gifts, not by my skill, for no way, you're going to hear God's message that's telling you, hey, young man, young woman, seasoned man, seasoned woman, you can change your life and you can affect your health if you will only live crucifixionally. Like we hear in Leviticus. I love this text. 18:5. You know, God is saying through Moses to the people, I want you to abide by all my statutes and commandments and my ordinances. For by doing them, which by doing a man will live, right? So he's telling us, and we're trying to, if I can say it, package it in a way that you can get it, you can understand it, and then you can go and implement it. So it's a pretty simple process. Look, go to the website, subscribe at least to the 6-part plan. Start watching those videos and just follow what's there, right? It's not easy. I can promise you that. You're going to work your butt off. But if you just start following it, shortly, very soon, you're going to start to see changes in your life. And look, here's why we do it. It's worth it for you, because if you don't change your life, you're going to end up sick like I was. And we're going to find ourselves in trouble. The alternative is to do the work, to live crucifixionally, to start managing your diet, your exercise regimen, and your sleep schedule, and see that your life can actually become better. For me, the greatest win is the clarity of my mind, the lack of foggy, where I don't always wake up every day and like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I can't see, like that clarity, which gives me the ability to produce, is to me priceless. That's why I do it. That's why I work so hard, so that I might live a long life, clear-minded, in order to produce for you. So it's really simple. I want you right now, this very moment, finish this video, visit our website, and get the bundle. That's the best way to do it. But if you don't want to go all the way in for the bundle, you can do it later. At least check out the 6-part battle plan and let's get rolling. Love you, beautiful people. Tomorrow we're going to talk about work. Until then, as always, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.